Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Assalamualaikum, Mr. Ajisafe. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation, man. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, man. Thank you, man. So, when we getting started immediately, I think Mrs. Ryan is having some network issue. That's why
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you so much. So, I think she's having network issue. So, let me just see if I can get that back in and then we get started immediately. All right, so we're just going to continue now. So I'm going to read our profile now so that we can uh, move on and not waste our time. So, Coach Ajisafe Musa is a Montessori and an early childhood expert, and she's the founder of Blue Meadow Care and Services. Mrs. Ajisafe is a passionate educator and certified Montessori guide, committed to helping parents, teachers, and schools raise confident and well-rounded children. He is the author of the Blue Montessori books for preschool, a 15-book series across four key subjects: language, mathematics, sensorial, and cultural studies. Through Bloom Educare, she trains educators, develops practical resources, shares impactful strategies rooted in Montessori principles and real-life classroom experience. So I'm so excited to have you, Ma. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Please, you can take the floor, Ma. Okay, sorry, I want to add, and then she's going to be speaking on the topic, empowering the next generation of educators, lessons from a Montessori journey. Mrs. Ajisafe is one of those two people that I know that have come across that uh followed their work for some time, and she does a lot when it comes to Montessori. And then I know that a lot of other educators too are, especially those that are in early years, some schools still want to upgrade their school from just uh the traditional mode of teaching, especially in preschools and other classes to Montessori. So how do you go about the journey? How will you even get started? Because today we're going to start in the house that's going to be sharing our journey with us to make sure you stay to the end. It's going to really be empowering and inspiring for you. All right, ma. Thank you so much. You can have the floor, ma. Thank you, ma.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Ablative, Growth Minded Educators Academy. Thank you for an honor. Please kindly confirm if you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, ma.
All right, good. Thank you. So, once again, I really appreciate what you're doing. You're setting a pace in the educational sector. Well done. And I pray God Almighty continue to empower you. And I also appreciate your team. I pray you all continue to grow. So it's an opportunity to be here, and I'm so glad to share my journey with my fellow colleagues in the educational sector. The topic we are going to be looking at is really not a topic. I think this is just going to be like a discussion where I'm going to be sharing how I get to where I am today, how the journey started, and the lesson you can take away, either as a school owner or classroom teacher, even as a parent, if you're here this evening. Once again, my name is Ajisafe. I want to say that I did not set out to be a teacher. I did not set out to be a Montessorian. Just like every other science student, the first course that always pop up in our mind when we are in secondary school is to be a medical doctor, to study medicine. So after my secondary school, I got admission into a polytechnic. I studied science laboratory technology. That was just like a stepping course that, okay, pending the time that I'm going to secure an admission for medicine, let me take up this course. That was science lab tech. I finished my science lab tech. The medicine is still not forthcoming. Not because I didn't pass. I passed my JAMB. I passed my post UTME. But you know all these things. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. Network threw me out. Please confirm if you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you,
I
ma.
can hear you,
All right,
ma.
thank you. All right, thank you. So I went in to study fisheries technology, and luckily I graduated as the best student in fisheries technology then. So after graduation, that was HND, higher national diploma, right? So after my fisheries technology, then I decided to take up a teaching job, pending the time that I would still secure admission for medicine, right? So it was not as if I wanted to teach. I just said, okay, let me go into the school and see what I can add. The very first day I set my foot in the classroom, I realized that I have more to do. I was employed to take physics. So I took physics. I started my journey as a physics teacher. That was in 2008. So I took physics and I was taking physics for the SS3 classes, right? SS3 classes. And I remember that most of these students that we were preparing then for exams, most of them cannot even read. SS3 students that cannot even read. So I took my job beyond just teaching physics. I decided to help them so that they can read to understand the question. Because even if you cannot read, how do you intend to answer the question? So I dropped the physics. While taking physics class, I included teaching them how to read. The school really appreciated my effort. We were able to, in fact, during that time would be the first exam, the attempt to write the XSC. So some ministers, I mean, what was it called? They came in for accreditation. Some staff from the Ministry of Education came in for accreditation. When they asked them that, okay, it's time to accredit physics, who is your physics teacher? And they brought me that, okay, here is our physics teacher. I was there. They said, no, we meant your physics teacher. We are not expecting a female to be a physics teacher. Fortunately, after the examination, they were wowed that I really did well because I knew my onions. After taking physics, then later I relocated from the north. Then I came to Ilorin. That was in 2011. In 2011, the admission wasn't forthcoming again. I went in, I seek for employment in a school. That was a primary school. So I was made a class teacher for basic classes. That's basic 1 and 2, if I'm correct. So it was basic 2. Then after 2 years in that school, that was in 2011. After 2 years in that school, I was made the head of the preschool section in 2013. So in 2013, then permit me to mention that during this my journey from 2008 to 2013, I can't remember I attended any formal training in education. I was just passionate about the children I'm taking. And maybe because as a young mother then, I was also passionate of how I can help my own children. So I was more of doing it, being a mother, than just being a classroom teacher. So here is your first lesson for those people that are here today. Either you're an educator or a school owner, whatever you're doing, be passionate and give it your all. You're not doing it for the people you're working for. You're not doing it for your employer. You are doing it for yourself. And once you are passionate, once you are dedicated with whatever it is, whatever at all you're doing, once you are passionate and dedicated, that thing will surely liberate you. You will surely be able to achieve more than you even envisage. So in 2013, I was made the head of preschool section. And that same 2013, I attended my first training in Lagos. I am in Ilorin. So I attended my first training in Lagos. When I got to Lagos, that training, permit me to mention the training, it was organized by Middle All Consult in 2013 in Lagos, Lekki. When I got to that training, I was just wow, that hey, so they are educators. You know, you're moving away from your circle. You're moving away from being a local champion. You're realizing that whatever you're doing, there are a lot of people doing more than what you're doing. You know, when you're a local champion in a place, you may be complacent, that you just want to feel like, okay, I'm doing the best, I'm this and that. But when you leave your environment to learn more, that's another lesson I would like you to take away. No matter how good you think you're doing, sometimes you really need to leave your comfort zone so that you will see, not for you to compare with others, but for you to know what you need to do better. So that's the second takeaway. All right. So when I got to that training, I saw that training, I was actually sponsored. The training in 2013 was 50,000 naira then, 2013. So I was sponsored for that training, but I realized that there are some educators that paid that amount of money in 2013 to attend that program. My salary in 2013 should be maybe around 20,000. I'm not sure it's up to 20,000, maybe around 16, 20, if it's up to 20. Being the head of a school, of a preschool section. And I attended a training worth of 50,000 naira. And that training changed everything. That training was on early childhood, infants, classroom methodology. So it exposes me to the world of children. After I got back from the training, I had to go in for my PGD in education. So to have a certificate in education, that was in 2015, 16. I went for my PGD. And after my PGD, I wasn't still satisfied. I really still want to know more about what I'm doing. I want to be an expert. That during this period I'm talking about, Bloom Educare is not yet born. I was just being a classroom teacher. I was just still being a school head. So then in 2018, 2017, I went for my PGD in education at National Teachers Institute, the National Nigerian Teachers Institute. After that, I still wanted more. So I went back to school. I went back to National Open University to start from the beginning so that I can acquire B.Ed in education, bachelor degree in education. So I went for early childhood and primary education fully. I started from 100 level so that I can have what it truly takes to be in that sector. And in 2018, That was when I decided to register I was thinking that how can I help? Because I was doing a local training in my school then. I do train my staff, I do train people, train parents, but it wasn't concretized. So I was advised to concretize it. I concretized it by registering and then Bloom Educare in 2018. I was still part of the school. In fact, I was in that school for 11 years. I recently signed out of the school in just about 2-3 years. So while I was still pursuing my dream, I ensured that I did not forget the basics. I did not just feel that, okay, yes, they've arrived, let me leave. I still want to practice within this small circle to see how well I can add, because it's really not about you, it's about the children. Okay, so when I enrolled for the Bachelor in Education, and then the journey begins, it continues. One thing again that I would like you to take away here is that an educator is always a learner. You must always learn. You must be open to learning. You can't stop. You cannot stop. No matter how well you think you're doing, no matter how well you think you know, you have to continuously learn. So I was in early childhood. Please let's finish our stuff. Okay. So I was in early childhood. Can you kindly mute them? Okay, thank you. So I was studying, and then one day I came across Montessori. What I read about it was just about a method that helped the challenged children. I was curious that how did it happen? So I was curious to see what it is all about, what that method is all about. So I went in for a training. I saw a training. You know, sometimes when your mind wants something, there will always be, the door will always open for you to achieve that dream. When you think of something, when you think of achieving a particular thing, or when you think of knowing a particular concept, you will see it flying in front of you. And what is important is for you to grab that opportunity. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's for me though, or I just saw it. I saw it somewhere. And then I said, what's this education method about? About uneducable children, challenged children. What's it about? So I decided to go in for the training, same in Lagos. So I went in for a 3 days training in Montessori classroom methodology. It was just like a test to test your how will I put it? Something just to give you an insight of what that method is about. It wasn't a deep training. When I went for that training, a 3 days training, I knew that there is more to do. That 3 days training changed everything. That I had to go in deeper to be certified, go in deeper to understand children development, go in deeper to understand that teaching as a job is not about, in fact, it is not about you teaching the children. It is more of a spiritual thing. It is more of a self-training. The Montessori training I went for changed my parenting style. It changed my teaching style. It changed the way I see other educators. It transformed me personally. And let me tell you this again. In whatever thing you're doing, your passion will always help you first. I attended that training. Some other educators attended that training. But I want to tell you that we did not receive the same transformation. And that is how it is. Like this section that we are having now, I'm very sure that maybe one person or two person will take away something unique. Or let me just say that we are all going to take away something different. But your zeal, your own personal belief will help you to craft out something in whatever you believe, in whatever you're taking out of this section. You'll be able to craft out something unique to you. That's it. You'll be able to craft out something unique to you, even if you are taking the same lesson out of here. So you'll be able to take something unique to you. So when that training, I decided to go in fully to Montessori method. And then I started with my staff. The school I was teaching then was a traditional school. Luckily, the owner of our school too, and we started something, few days training before I further intensified, read more, go for more training. I attended training here in Nigeria. I also attended some outside the country online to make sure that I have the authentic Montessori method knowledge. That is not just anyhow thing, but you have the in-depth of what to do as educator and what will help the children you are caring for. So that was how the Montessori started. All right. And then one more thing again is, for now, apart from the fact that I trained on Montessori, I'm going to get how we started writing the Blue Montessori books. But before then, we also sell Montessori materials. When I had the opportunity, online, there are a lot of opportunity once you open our heart to it. There was a group then that the admin said that whoever can train in a particular skill should put it in the comment section so that anyone that is interested in it will contact the person. So I saw a post on how to import materials from China to Nigeria, and that was maybe 2019. I went in for that course, and what was in my mind then was how I can bring in the Montessori materials needed to achieve the Montessori method in the country. And that was how the Montessori materials part of it also came in to join. The whole thing is still rallying around the passion I have for that sector and for children. And the reason why I have this unique passion for children is because for every society that really truly wants to grow, the early years sector is something that we must not toy with. Unfortunately, the government, our government is not investing in that sector. That sector is left to the private sector. And but then we, the educators that we are going to be training these children in this preschool section, we need to do more. Just like I started my journey, not interested in just wanting it to be a stepping stone. School owners, how are you going to reshape that mindset? How are you going to help them to love what they are doing? But not only even the educator, even some school owners, some of them go into this educational sector just because, okay, I have some money, I think I can start a school. Starting a school should go beyond the fact that you have money. You have to have the passion to help these children, especially if you're running the preschool section in your school. This section, that's from 2 to 6 years, they are the most critical. If you want your school to grow, you must take care of this section. If you want your school to grow, you must take care of this section. You must ensure that you put capable
Okay. It seems our speaker is having a network glitch. Let's just hold on while she joins us.
I think it's back. Sorry, I'm back. Please confirm you can hear me.
You are welcome, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. It's network. You know our Nigerian factor. So sorry about that. All right, so
You're welcome.
we should not just, yeah, thank you. We should not, the fact that yes, you have the money you should not stop there. You should see how you can also be passionate about what you do, because leadership is key. Leadership is key. You need to be passionate. Your staff needs to see it so that they can replicate that your passion in the job. I have worked with leaders that are passionate, and even being at the head in my section, the Montessori method, despite the fact that the school have been running actually adopt the Montessori method. I'm going to talk about that. So you just have to be passionate. You have to give it your all. The money will come when you put in the job, when you put in the work. The money will definitely come. But when you put the money at the forefront, you will be challenged. But when you put your passion and you put your effort at the forefront, you will see eventually that money is going to come. And then you begin to reap that effort that you have put in. Now, I decided, when we decided with one of the schools that let's incorporate Montessori method in this school, the staff were like, do you want? Most things that some schools still say these days is, our method, our children are reading. Let me tell you, education in the preschool section is beyond raising readers. Please put that at the back of your hand. In fact, the aim, when you look at the national policy on education for that age group, both international and local, the aim is to provide security, care, love for children at that stage. Because that security, love, care, support, guidance, personal and social emotional development for the children at that stage will help them to cope well when they eventually get to this primary section where the real formal education begins. That's why we call it preschool. Preschool is before school, that they are meant to enjoy schooling. They are meant to socialize. They are meant to develop their social and emotional skills, their personal skills. That is exactly what that age group is all about. It is not just about the children counting numbers, reading, rigid, giving them this assessment that we do, rigid assessment that we even go as far as labeling the children. This child cannot read. Oh, this child cannot. You cannot even say such. You cannot use the word cannot for a child in preschool, because they have a lot ahead of them. You don't even know what they will grow up to. You have to respect that in the child. How do you see a child? That child in the front of you, that 3-year-old, that 4-year-old, how do you see that child? Do you take a moment to reflect and see that you, as an adult, you are once in that category and you are there today in front of the child? What will you do differently? How will you be able to make a positive impact in that child? Because whatever we are able to instill in them is like we are writing on a wet cement. What happens when it gets dry? It becomes permanent, right? So the children in that category, they're like wet cement. Whatever we write on them is what they will fly with. So myself were like, our methods is working. We don't really think. But then, because I've seen what they didn't see, I had to let them know that we have a lot to do beyond reading and writing. So I was on my toe. I go into the classroom. I teach with them. I show them the ways how we can get it done. We orientate the parents that are used to text exam, putting a position for that sector. I hope we don't have schools that do that. First position, second position. What are we creating from the onset? We are creating a competition mindset. We want them to be competitive. Why? We don't need to raise competitors. You only need to raise competent adults. You don't need to strive to be better than anyone. You just need to strive to be better than your yesterday. That's what is most important, so that you can relate with other people. You can learn from them. You can tap from them. You're not going to be seeing them as a threat. You're going to be seeing them as a collaborator. You're going to be seeing them that, yes, you can do something unique together. But when we raise children with the mindset of one is first, one is last, judging them, giving one prize, giving some prize, and the other ones we did not even acknowledge their efforts. We are all just about the result. What are we doing? And that is one of the reasons why we are having these challenges we are having in our society. For us to correct it, we need to go back to the grassroots. So that sector will help us to have a healthier society once we do the right thing. So what are the key takeaways I want my fellow colleagues to take away from this journey? The first one is you need to constantly develop yourself. You need to be exposed to learning. You need to have growth mindset, just like this forum, growth-minded educators. You have to have growth mindset. That whatever good I'm doing today, it can be better. Have it at the back of your mind. You can always do better. If I'm leading in my classroom, all the pupils in my classroom, they are reading, my schools, they recognize me, this and this and this and this and this, just take it at the back of your mind that you can still do better. So you need to constantly develop yourself. Learn about things that will serve you, that will help you to be better at what you do. Attend our courses. We have a free course here now. Look at the number of people that we have in here. You should take your time to attend trainings, both paid trainings and free trainings, and don't just attend for the sake of attending. Attend so that you can take away something, just a little thing every day. A step every day will make a huge difference. So the more you go into it with the mindset that you want to be better, the more you get better at what you do. The second thing is that be passionate, be intentional about impacting positively in the children that come in contact with you. You have to be passionate. You have to, up until when I left that place, because of the peculiarity of our society, of my state here in Ilorin. So I know some educators, if they're in Lagos, they'll be earning like thousands of money. My salary was not even up to 100,000 when I left that school. And after serving them for like 11 years, I left this is 25, right? Maybe 2023 or 2022. All right. So was not even up to 100,000. Yes, our take home is small, but when you are passionate about what you do, when you are intentional about what you do, you will see that you have so many other ways to grow, and also increase your financial income. So many ways you can still be in the classroom and still be doing wonderfully well. We have the online sector where you can take up online job that will not even affect your classroom job, where you can make resources that will be helpful, where you can develop yourself enough to have that skills to train other educators in the field you have chosen to develop yourself in. So that will help you. Then strive for excellence. Whether you're an employer, or you are an independent, or you are an employee, strive for excellence. Strive to do better. Strive to help. Then you need to learn about child development. This is for all educators. Either you are in preschool, but most importantly for those in preschool, read about child development. There should be training. School owners, train your teachers about child development. We have so many trainings on peak performance, classroom management, so many other training topics that we do. Training on child development. Let the teachers, let them understand the children in front of them. Let them understand the peculiarity of children within different planes of development. That, okay, if a child in my classroom, a 2-3-year-old child is not sitting down, it's not abnormal. That is normal, because that child at that stage needs movement. So the teacher will not be forcing that child to sit.
Okay. Like it's the network again. Let's just hold on while she joins us.
Okay, I'm back
Yeah,
again.
all right, welcome, ma.
Thank you. So sorry. All right. So I was on child development. That, okay, when you see a child between the age of 2 to 5, they don't want to sit down, you won't see it as misbehavior. You will see it as defiant behavior, because it is part of their development. It is something that they need at that stage. You are supposed to prepare the environment to encourage them to move. And for you as the supervisor or the school head, once you are walking through the classroom, you don't want to see a still classroom and mistake a still classroom for a disciplined classroom or for classroom management. I was speaking with a friend of mine during the last week when we were looking at some challenges, and then she was narrating a particular episode that there's a particular teacher. Once you go into that classroom, you will see the timidity in those children, the how scared those children are. They don't want to talk. Everyone will just keep quiet. Quietness is not the same thing as discipline. When your personality is threatening the children, don't see it as, I'm a disciplined teacher. And those children, they cannot even talk. Parents, especially if you are taking the LES sector, they are meant to talk. You need to understand that if those children are not talking, then that means you are doing something wrong. It's not because you're doing something right. It's not because you can manage your classroom. That set of children, they need to talk. They need to move. They need to be able to express themselves. They need to be able to even speak. All you need to do is to show them the proper way of doing it. And that's what the Montessori method is. Montessori method allows children to move. Why they move purposefully. They are not moving to disrupt the classroom or to disrupt others. We call it freedom within limits. See, they can decide to go to the restroom when they need to. They have choice. And because of that, you are empowering them. You are empowering them to make decisions. You're empowering them to respect people's boundary. You're empowering them to go for their passion. You're empowering them to see beyond themselves, to be able to empathize with others. That is what education is all about. So we need to invest in child development, because a lot of teachers, a lot of people that are in the classroom today, most people, they didn't go through the education courses. They didn't study education. So we need to take it a step further by helping them to understand the children in their classroom. All right. Then love and believe in every child's ability. We need to love the children. Forget the pay. It will likely not be enough, I'm sure. Your money will not be as equal as your colleague that you finished the same time and that is working in the banking sector. It's not going to be the same. But then I know we don't want to hear this again as teachers or as educators, our reward in heaven. No, our reward, we are not starting to even enjoy our reward here, right? I want to believe I'm not alone. Let me know if you can hear me. You can drop comments in the chat box. Okay, so it is not really, yes, we are now enjoying some of our efforts now. Okay, all you just need to do is to put the passion first, love the children, appreciate them, respect them, believe in them, know that yes, they can achieve lots more. Okay, so that is it. And then the birth of my book was also as a result of the passion I have for the children. The Blue Montessori book started in during the COVID period. Being the head of a school then, the school head in the preschool, you know, most schools, we switched to us online. And because we run Montessori, we were like, how can we still help these children to be able to still gain something during this lockdown? So that was when I just started this like a play. I started the first math book, that something just like a play. And it eventually, from one book, now we have 15 books in the 4 subject area that we have 5 subject area in Montessori. So we have 15 books in 4 subject area already. Meaning that you can look inward and see what solution will I offer. Did you see any problem? If you see any problem, then go inward and ask yourself, what solution can I offer to this problem? Once you see a problem and you offer solution, you'll be sure that there will be something that you will take away from that. It will surely give you benefits, profit. So as a classroom teacher, what is that unique thing you're doing? As a school owner, what is that unique thing that is making, what is your unique selling point? What is that thing that is making your school to stand out? How can you work around it so that others can benefit? Remember, when we are not looking at it from the competition angle, we are looking at from the competent and from the impact angle. We will not be hiding or holding information. We say, okay, this is what I'm good at. How can I package it so that other people can learn it, and then to benefit them, and it will still benefit me. So for you as educators, look inward and see which area do I need to learn more about, which area do I need to improve on, and then once you know you have internalized that improvement, then you can now push it out. At this case too, we need to be very careful. You know, we have a lot of people, we have a lot of trainers, we have a lot of resources out there. How will you be able to do your own differently? So that you are not just about the profits, the financial gain, but you are passionate about what people will take away from whatever you are offering. What will they take away? What will parents take away? What will the teachers take away? What will the children take away? We need to be able to look at it from that aspect. Once you are passionate, your passion will attract purpose, it will attract profit. You'll be able to grow, you'll be able to earn, you'll be able to impact with the right mindset. So let your work come first. Do your best first before you even think of, okay, you want to make profit from it. If you're in the early years sector and you don't know about the Montessori method, this is a call to action for you to learn about it. When you learn about it, you are not just learning about it because of the children in your care or the children you're teaching. Even as a school owner, even if you think the method you're using is good or is giving you results, learning about it will help you add 1 or 2 things that you can do to get better results. Because it truly transformed me in my parenting, that's my personal life. It transformed me in my own career. And then now, currently, I'm in my master's now. I'm doing my master's in early childhood. Look at where I started from. from wanting to be a medical doctor, going into science, laboratory, technology. In fact, it was yesterday that I was discussing with my children. My children were like, Mommy, you have done all this. Oh, you went through all the steps or category of education. You did ND, you did HND, you did PGD, you did B.Ed. Now you are even doing your master's. So, and the more you learn, the more you see that there's still more to learn. So let's open our mind to learn. Let's be a growth-minded educators, growth-minded school owners, whatever position, even to learn, there will always be something to do better. So let that be our takeaway for this program. If you have any question, then I'll be willing to answer. I hope I have done justice to the topic. Thank you for having me once again.
Oh, we are glad to have you, ma. Thank you for honoring our invitation. In fact, you've done so well with the topic. Thank you so much, ma. We really appreciate you. All right. Is there anyone? Do we have any question? Please, you can go ahead to unmute yourself, ask your question, or just send it, use the chat box to ask.
I have a question.
Okay. Please, you can go ahead, ma.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much to the coordinator and thank you so much, Mommy Blue. We are so grateful. Thank you for opening yourself this much. The Lord will reward you. Okay, so I have two questions. I have two questions, ma. The first one is, how were you able to manage this part, especially when, okay, I joined on the way you talked, when you spoke about how you attended a training that you were sponsored. I don't know whether it was the school owner, possibly let's say it was the school owner that invested in you. How could you manage it, especially when you were about to leave? Hope it was not sounding like, I hope it was not a sin of betrayal. I just want to learn personally, especially when you have a kind of leader who invests so much in your training. So when you are trying to step out, what will be your counsel for us? That's one. Then number two, I don't know, for the Blue Montessori material, do you have a physical store here in Ilorin where you sell those materials where one can come and check? Or and then do you also supply to wholesalers? Thank you, ma.
Okay, thank you, All right, thank you, Shikemi. If I'm correct, please. Is it Shikemi?
Yes, ma, you are correct, Shikemi. Yes, ma.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for that beautiful question. I really appreciate. And I'm going to take it from the angle where most school owners, in fact, some people, when they come in, that, oh, Bloom, I want to train my staff. And some of them will be like, maybe after giving them the bill and everything, hey, this staff, once you train them, they will leave. They will do this, they will do that. The first training I attended was actually sponsored by my school owner. All right. That was 2013 when she made me the head of the preschool section. So she sponsored that program for me to attend the program in Lagos. Yes. Let me even start with your second question. Yes, we have a physical store here in Lorry where we train, where we sell sewing materials, and then we deliver nationwide. So we have we bring in our own materials from China. If you want it in old store, you want to purchase in bulk, we have it. So that's one. All right. So
Okay, the
now,
location, ma. Sorry, the location. I'm here in Ilorin. That's
is
why I want to.
oh, okay, it's at Tanke Tipa Garage, but perhaps we can chat after the program.
Okay, ma. Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so well, so the first training in 2013 was actually sponsored by the school owner, and then most school owners used to encourage them that either you train them or you don't train your staff, they will eventually go, they will eventually leave. However, any staff that you train, what is most important is for them, we have what we call our own personality now. Everyone, either you teach in a school or you work in the banking sector, whatever you are going to do, you will still do it. So if you're a person of integrity, it will always go with you anywhere you are. When he trained me, when I went for that training, immediately I got back, I made sure that I trained my staff. So I downloaded the training to my subordinate staff. That wasn't all. I was not doing whatever I'm doing. Apart from the training, I ensure that I acquire more, and I'm doing more that is required of me. Being the head, I go into the classroom. I started what we call the classroom round in that. So many innovations that I started in that school, where I have to go in through the classroom, like this doctor round that you go in and check your patient every morning, every evening, every day. So I do that to ensure, okay, how are this staff doing? What can I put in? What can I add? So most of the staff that worked with me then, I ensure that they have what it takes to stand on their own. We are always doing training. We are always doing peer grouping, where maybe we have 4 teachers in the nursery section. Every Monday, they come in together. I sit with them. What are we taking for this week? How can we represent it? How can we do this? Okay, so many things that makes everyone going into the classroom, having the stuff needed to help these children. And despite the fact that I started my company in 2018, I didn't leave that school. I didn't leave that school till around 2022, 2023. And before I left, I knew that I have trained staff that can step into that shoe. And up till now, the person that took after me, the head of that school, they are doing fantastically well. I still have very beautiful relationship with the school owner. She visited my company. They get their monthly materials from me. I didn't leave just okay, yes, I've arrived. I left with a good footprint, trusting that whatever I do for anyone, I'm going to have it back. I didn't even do it for them to pay me or for them to reward me, but I'm doing it for my own self, so that I can be here today and tell you that yes, I didn't leave that place being ungrateful, or I didn't do my part. So yours is to do what is right. If you as a school owner, if you're scared that the teachers, they won't do this, or they will leave, once they are good, they will leave. They will eventually leave. Even the school owner will not be as present as before. But you need to train people to take after you when you're not there. But if you're not able to do that, if you don't give them what it takes, that means you want to be on ground fully. This person I'm talking about now may not even look at our sector, because she knows that we are doing good, we are doing well. Okay, so that's the main thing. We don't have any rancor leaving that place. I ensure I do my path. Of course, I didn't say I'm a perfect person, but from the little things you can do, you do your own path, so that when you leave, at least you have your conscience and you can defend that, okay, yes, I've done my part. So that is very, very important. Everyone will all have our own personality. You do your part, you pay them well. Those that will leave. If you refuse to train them, thinking that they will leave, they will only give you what they have. We educate ourselves, be learners. Being an educator, you must learn it in your school. And once you know they learn, you must also ensure that they practice what they learn. Skills to help them to practice, to allow them, it's passionate. But when they see that passion in you, where we started from, when they see that you want, spending the time that they will adjust and then internalize that process. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma.
Yes, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma.
Okay. We really appreciate that. Okay. I don't know if it is Mr. Anu or Mrs. Anu. The person said,
yes,
okay,
my
so
name
please.
is Anu. Thank you. So Thank you, Ma.
Go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ma, for this class. During our life. How many training will I go for? Will I attend? Because yesterday I went for a training, today I'm glad.
I didn't get the question. Did you get the question, Sister Rahima?
I didn't get the question too. So please, I think the network was bad. Please, can you try to type the question in the chat box? Because I didn't get that actually. I didn't get that. I didn't get the question. Please, Mrs. Anu, please type the question in the chat box. Thank you, ma.
I've been raising my hand, so you did not call my name.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you raise your hand. Oh yeah, Sister Rukoya. While we wait for Mrs. Anu.
Someone is
Mrs. Anu,
raising
please,
her.
I don't know.
All right,
Sister
come on.
Rukoya, oh yeah, go ahead with your question. Miss Anu, I think your network over there is all okay. It's all good enough. So please just use the chat box to ask your question. Thank you, ma. Miss Rukoya, you can go ahead with your question, ma.
Good evening, Ma. Good evening. We are glad to have you here. And I should actually say personally, I'm actually impressed with your journey so far. And I'm glad I'm present here today. So I want to ask a question. Considering all what you have gone through, you said you actually did SS Science Lab, then you started from Big Head again. That's actually a tough one. You're actually a strong woman. Because presently, I want to ask a question that how are you able to cope considering being a mother, a wife, and head of school, then coping with school again? Honestly, I just started my PGD in education now because I didn't do education for my first degree, and I'm actually preparing for exam, and I'm working. I'm also the head of operations in my school. So juggling everything together is actually draining. Sometimes when I get home, I will be so tired. So how are you able to cope? Please, I need help with. How are you able to cope with it all?
Okay. Thank you so much. And I wish you success in your exams. It's not so easy. One thing that will always drive you is your passion. And I must not forget to mention that for my children, we actually attended the same school. So my children are also in the school with me. So it's made it a little bit easier since we have to leave together in the morning, then we come back together in the evening. So that's one. Then secondly, the home itself. My husband is someone that is very passionate about you achieving your goals. So you always like, okay, this one, this PGD, this one that you want to be in the education sector. Don't you think you need the PGD will not be enough? Don't you think when you have someone like giving you that zeal, as I was like, hey, I was even thinking they will admit me for that I'm going to get admission for 200 level, but they said I read that Greek that except if I want to that fishes technology is under Greek. That except if I want to study Greek education, I say I wish no, I want to study this. So I had to start from the beginning, and it was the school. Most of my classes didn't clash with the school program, so except for exams, when I need to write exams, that's when I will still go. And sometimes because I have my children in that school, most time when I go, I drop my children in the morning, do some official work, leave for the exams, come back again, do some official work. So the gap was not really wide to make the school raise eyebrow that, oh, maybe my space is really lacking. Do you get that? So what you need to do is just to restructure, seek for help when you need help. You can outsource some things. You can outsource some things that will help you during the period. Let the children understand what you're going through, what you need to put in place. The family too, you take them along so that everyone will understand the journey and know that it's just for a while, that with time everything will settle. So last semester exams, when it was on, I was like, hey, see, you people have exams, so I'm not going to enter the kitchen for a while. So, and then because I've also helped and equipped my children with the ability to put one or two things in place so that they can get their food done, that one also helps. So there is a way you can even outsource your children, even if they're in their early stage. Asking them to put their bags in the right place. Those are some of the trainings that we also that this Montessori empowered us with. That they come back from school, they are able to drop their bag in the right place, they are able to put their lunch bag in the right place. Those things will not stress you out. So there's a way you still help them, you keep them to put things in place so that it will relieve you a bit. But truth is even if you do all that, it's still not going to be like easy peasy. But because of the passion, you just have to keep pushing and know that it's just a matter of time that everything will fall in place. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ma. So someone is asking if you have sales rep in Port Harcourt, that you would like to see samples of your books. Then Miss Anu,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, you have
Miss
sales rep
Anu.
in Port Harcourt.
Okay. Miss Anu, welcome back. Please, you can go ahead with your question. Then Mr. Femi Lawal, go ahead with your
Okay, I
question,
said
please.
I would like to learn how to import from China from you.
Ah,
I don't know if that is possible. So that's my
okay.
first question. So number two, where in a case whereby you work in a school and then you're not being appreciated, your efforts not being appreciated in anything, like I'm using myself as a case. Before I got married, I got a job in a school, and I usually go to school very early. In fact, I'm this kind of person that I'm a techie person. I design for the school. I do their social media handle for them. I post for them. I go out of my way. I do things differently, not just sitting in a classroom and teaching alone. But now I put to bed and I don't really go to school as early as I do. So but now it's becoming so like, oh, you're not doing anything, you don't like it's as if I'm not doing anything. And then I'm thinking of okay, should I put myself out? Because number one, I'm a Montessori trained person. Um, I have in my EYFS courses I've done, I've trained myself, but just want to like work in a school where I was able to learn and also expose my myself to things and new things around me. But I'm not getting the reward that I even presently I still do social media handle for the school apart from my main job description. So in YouTube, what can I do? Because I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm thinking of pulling out of the school and just maybe start my own, but learn. I don't know if I'm learning too much. So I'm just like having this contemplation. How do I go about it? Because having a child and it's my first time, I'm just a new mom. So I'm just family, balance, the school, and do everything together. So I don't know what I can
Okay.
do. I'm just like,
Okay.
okay, what can I do? Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me start from your last or your first question about China importation. Well, I don't
Hello?
take class on that. That was just like a diagram. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you. Seems she's disconnected or is
Yeah,
it
yes,
from my hand? Hello.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? I need to plug
Yes,
in.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I said from the first question that I don't train on importation. So I don't train on importation. That was just like the side hustle that also that was just like something I learned for personal use. So it's not something I didn't go further to learn about the nitty-gritty of training others in that line. So that's that. Then for the second one, just like Ms. Shikemi has that question about grateful or not being betraying your employee. You see, one thing that should be our watchword in life, and that's one thing that Montessori teaches. It's about what we call internal or inner motivation. You know, in the Montessori classroom, we try to not give children this formal form of assessment. We allow the children to move at their own pace. Why? So that they will be able to move at their own pace and appreciate themselves without
I can't hear her again.
Hold on, that should be network.
Sorry, hello, Mrs. Rahim, Mrs.
I'm back
Biani.
now.
Okay.
I'm back, sorry, network. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so all right, good. Just like I was saying, most of us we grew up in an education sector, or not even the classroom, the four wall of the classroom, even in our home, waiting for people to acknowledge what we are doing. Is in us. I said we intentionally try to unlearn or try to cope with it. So you may work with an employee you may be an employee with an employer that you will even do your the mucus of your right nose, you go to your left nose, and then it will still be as if you are not doing anything. That has to do with the personality of that person. It's not about you. So if it is not about you, you will now see how you can take the best part of whatever you're doing. So the first thing is to be passionate about what you do. If you feel that that place that you are in, there's still something you can do differently. There's still something that can help you to be a better person. You still have a lot to gain because again from that sector, please continue to do that. Not waiting for anyone to acknowledge you. Just do your own part because what you are going to be doing it for yourself. And by the time you leave that section, that sector, maybe that school, you will not leave anything behind. You're not going to leave whatever you learn, you're not going to leave it behind. And whatever good you have done in that place will also go with you. And when you want to leave too, make sure you leave honorably. You cannot pay negative things with negative things. Don't say, oh, because they didn't acknowledge you, they didn't acknowledge, and you are supposed to resume or give them due notice before leaving, and then you just left. That afterwards, you just do your own part so that you have your own conscience clear. That's the first one. Then, as regards you managing, there is what we call job description in every organization. You have job description. If managing their social handle is part of your job description, then you just do it. But if it is something you are doing, you are volunteering, if you feel that, okay, yes, I volunteered, they've seen, they've tasted the advantage of this thing, and then you want to monetize it, let them know, communicate with them that, okay, this thing that I'm doing, instead of on a normal ground, I do it as a discount, maybe just to even buy data. If they say that I continue, they say that no, we are not going to pay. If you feel you cannot continue, then you will know. Communication is very key. And then being excellent at what you do is very key. When you are good at what you do, you'll be able to dictate how you want people to treat you. And then once they know that they're going to miss that, what's it called? That skills, that's your effort that you're putting into the sector. I want to believe that someone that is very passionate about his business or our business, we don't want a good employee to leave just like that. Okay, so we have good employers, we have good employee, we have those ones that are challenged, but you as a person, and that's why this program is, how will you be a growth-minded educator? Do your own part passionately, that when you're living with your head up, you're living, believing that yes, you have done your part, you are making parts, not only because of the monetary part of it, which is also very important, because we are not going to go with the market with just being passionate. We have to go with the market with money. So we cannot say money is not important. Money is important. We need to earn to feed our family. Now, as a new mom, you have more needs now. Okay, so no one will say that money is not important. So you have to look inward, do reflections, reflect, analyze it. Is this thing serving me? Is my service still needed in this sector? How am I going to not feel dissatisfied? Because if you are not happy, you'll not be able to help the children in your care. You have to be happy. And sometimes that happiness is not going, you're not going to get it externally. It has to be inwardly, it has to be internally. So how are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like that skills that you have, if you harness it, if you try to package it well, it is something that can bring you one or two things again from outside the school. All right. So if you are good in this designing, that's hot cake. Even if you design flyer for one or two people, there's something you can gain out of it, and it should not still disturb your work. So you look inward, reflect, and then you weigh your options, and whatever you want to do, make sure that you're honorable about it. That's my advice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much. Mr. Femi Lawal, please go ahead with your question, sir.
Mr. Lawa is out. There is a question in the comment section in the chat box. And then someone else is raising an SM. Someone else, SM.
All right, I'm trying to go through that because our time is. Okay, my question is that for a person who has ND and have interest in education, please, ma, how is it possible for the person to achieve the aim? For a person that has ND and is interested in education,
thank you. There are a lot of ways you can achieve that aim. So if you have national ST now, so I don't know if they require JAMB, so or perhaps what's it called? You see a lot of online. That's if you don't want to go in physically for admission. You see online universities that you can apply. You just study any educational course that you are passionate in, and that would be fine. But I think for PGDE, you have to have your HND or you have to have your BSc. I'm not sure they take ND for PGDE. And I think there's also diploma in education. So there are schools that run diploma in education. So we have diploma in Montessori program, diploma in ESC. So there are courses on diploma in education that you can.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. SM. I don't know. SM, please, can you go ahead with your question?
Okay. Good evening, madam, and good evening, everyone. I have just one question, and my question is, how does a Montessori trained school owner introduce the Montessori style of teaching in preschool? What are the steps that one should consider in starting a Montessori style of teaching in preschool? That's my question. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Montessori method is different from every other method. So for you to practice or introduce Montessori method in your school, the first thing is for you to get trained. So once you are trained, the training will help you, will keep you with how to get started. Being a school owner is one thing. After getting the training as a school owner, you also need to digest, or you need to ensure that you retrain your staff if you are able to. But if you're not able to, you need to bring in an expert to train your staff. It is very, very important for them to be on the same page with you. After that training, then you go into getting the needed resources. In fact, you can start gradually by just incorporating the method in your style of teaching. When I started to introduce Montessori to a school that has been 10 years practicing the traditional method, we didn't just take out everything. If you want to take out everything at the same time, it's going to be overwhelming. Both for you, for the children, for the parents, and even for the staff, because Montessori is more of a spiritual journey. It's more of you having total belief that the method will work. It's totally different from the traditional method. So you need to start gradually. Reduce, maybe by the time maybe you have 3, 4, 5 subjects on your timetable, see how you are going to incorporate hands-on learning, so that the children can have hands-on time where they have to work with the materials that you have, even if it is just the teaching aids that you have. Gradually allow your teachers to take it a step at a time. You can start fully with the incoming children. Those ones that are already in the children, just apply the method. There are a lot of things that you will be taught if you want to transit from traditional setting to the Montessori setting. But the first of it all is for you to get trained, ensure you train your staff, be passionate and believe that the method can work. Then you invest in buying materials. Then you orientate your parents, and then you start gradually while you infuse everything as you go on. I think that is just the summary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome. Yeah, my
So,
pleasure.
do we have any other question here? No, in fact. All right. Coach Abdulatif. Is he here? Okay.
Yes,
Coach Abdulatif.
I'm here.
Oh,
This
okay.
has been. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yes,
can hear
yes.
you now.
Yeah, so I really learned a lot from this personally. I just want to like appreciate you, Ma. Thank you so much for first honoring this invitation, and thank you so very much for sharing this much with us about your journey, and then for also like taking your time to answer all the questions. It's supposed to be a 1 hour this thing, and I think she's even done to like 5:40 or 5:40 something, but then because of questions, so I really want to appreciate you, Ma. Thank you so much. Again, I always like to mention this. I was thinking about this. Was it not give for yourself? Yeah, like the process that it actually takes to continue holding this particular series now, like that is stop looking me by. I don't always like just end this because it takes a lot from what's it called, curating speakers, coming up with topics, inviting those speakers, following up, getting design done, promoting and all those things. So sometimes it can really be this thing. But then every single time that we have a session, I'm always encouraged because I see a lot of people relating with whatever our speakers have shared, and I've seen a whole lot of them getting inspired and even being able to ask questions and get their question answered. So again, thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate this. Again, as you have encouraged, let's all invest in our personal development. We are growth-minded educators, so let's keep improving and developing ourselves. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you next week Sunday. Next week Sunday, we're going to be having another fantastic education. Especially if you're a school owner here, or you have a school now. Next week is going to be more about school now. And we're going to do around technology. So make sure that you're part of it. Thank you. Mrs.
All right.
Rahim,
Thank you so much for having me. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. We really are saying thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much, Ma.
My
I
pleasure.
pray that God Almighty will
Thank you.
continue to be with you. Thank you so much, Ma. So we hope to invite you again some other time, and I hope you honor our invitations as well. Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate it. All right, Ma.
All right. So with this, all right, bye, ma. Thank you.
Every participant will say thank you. So see you again next week for another series of for another session of the Visionary Educator series. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate you. You all are very important to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a great one. Thank you.
All right, Ma.
okay, so
All right.
if you don't register for just
The link
Sir,
will be sent to your email. Someone is asking.
someone is
The
what?
link will be sent. Someone is
Okay.
asking for the link for the program.
How is
The link will be
get the
sent
link?
to your email.
Okay, Salawat. Okay, I don't know how you joined here, but can you, Miss Akinka,
Huh?
Miss Akinka, can you please drop the link here, the group link? I don't know if this person asking is on the group link, is on the group chat. I don't know the link to the group chat. Or you should just drop your WhatsApp number, let the person chat you. Thank you, ma.
Okay, please hold on.
All right. So that you'll be added to the WhatsApp group, and then every other step should be communicated. Thank you. Okay, so that's the link there. You can just click on the link. Click on the link, then either of the link, you click on yes to register, and also join the group, join the WhatsApp group chat. So thank you so much. See you next week again. By God's grace. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Ma.